Mbote Kembo Kembo na Tatanzambi ya Mazulu, Kimfumo Kyakuisa, Nzambi Mawesha, Nzambi Okubenisha, Nzambi Monene, Yenge Keno, away in the Siemi Kambote Keno, Luvuvamu Yala. All praises. I apologize. I had some technical difficulties. I don't know why my share didn't work right. I shared some information on my channel that was to remain private because there's information that when I deal with people and I'm talking and we do interactions, those things are to remain between us and the privacy of that. And for whatever reason, the screen I wanted didn't show up, and I shared some information that I wasn't supposed to, and I had to start over. So I apologize. But anyway, Tuna Mavimpi, Muna Zola Gatatanzambi. All praises to the Most High. I hope that you Wikichila. May God honor all of you that are learning and being in the Most High's truth. I've interacted with some of you on our accounts. We're going to talk about the concept that many people don't know is that the world doesn't get it, and it's part of the fact by not knowing the truth, but living in the lies. People speak on behalf of the Creator like they know Him, and I'm going to show you what the scriptures say. This is how you're going to show you who's from the Most High and who isn't. And the reason being is the Father speaking through you is meant to be where you're on the same heart and mind and thought process as to how to give people salvation, how to bring people to the truth and get out of the lies. Okay, today I'm going to teach you what the matrix is. Okay, we're fulfilling something that you don't even know was coded. We're going to show you today how the world doesn't understand that there's a hive mind mentality among those who have, and there's also a hive mind mentality among the one who came to do what he did, to be the way or the righteous way of the Father, of the Creator. I'm going to show you why they created science for this very reason, and it's all about the concept of what they call bad influence. Okay, and then in this process, they then get comfortable in a situation that they don't realize they're being influenced in a negative way, so that when you actually think that you have arrived in a situation, you are actually falling. And this is the whole concept of how the world is being tricked into actually going against the thing that they're trying to look for. Okay, peace and happiness. Okay, in this teaching, we're going to talk about, it's all about what side you're on for life and death. And this is something we're dealing with in some groups that I'm talking, some people I'm talking with right now. They don't all start to unfold here hopefully soon. But I'm going to show you what is the job of a disciple of what they want to call Christ, or a person who is working for the Most High. What is that supposed to be? Okay, and this is going to show you that nobody is allowed to even tell you this if they are in a position that they were placed in by those who are running this world. And I'm going to show you, because even the people who run this world, they don't even know how, they're clueless as to the whole intent of the purpose of what is really happening. Okay, even if they think they know, even if they understand their job, they really don't know their job. Because in reality, the concept of serving under the so-called master, or serving under the creation, serving whoever you serve, the mindset is you are intentionally being a bad influence for the wrong reason. Even if you've been tricked into it or not, we're going to talk about why you can't convince people that what you're learning is bad in school, why you can't convince people that what you're learning in church is actually bad, and why you can't convince people that the communities that they live in are actually designed to do the exact opposite of what they tell you. But the purpose for why it is like this is the even bigger deception, okay? Because it's all about worthiness, okay? It's all going back to the concept when it says, and they use the scriptures exactly like this, only those who are found worthy are going to be allowed to enter the rest. Okay, this is the mockery. If you're not worthy, you're not entering the rest. And this is what the whole world is based off of, and the deception that many people are operating illegally because that's the agenda. The rest, the resetting the day to try to stop from those who will not enter the rest, and they know it. But at the same time, they have options that they have not been told because they don't get it. It's like the devil is really a liar. They don't even know why we're doing this. This is the problem. It's like the Mason and like I said, Masons and Eastern Stars and all these people who are involved in secret societies, they don't even understand what their true purpose is. It has nothing to do with what they've been told. They don't even know. They're clueless. But they'll tell me, okay, no, the whole concept is you're helping in the process of who's worthy and who's not. This is the whole concept. Because the concept it goes to the scripture that says, my sheep hear my voice. This is the thing. My sheep hear my voice. If you're not my sheep, then you're going to do whatever you're told. Okay? This is all the concept of what people don't get. And what the fallen angels have done is they have tricked people to think that they have become worthy of whatever it is that they're doing when they're always unworthy of the Father. And the problem is there's a escape that's not given to you to change that status. I'm going to tell you, because the problem is they have decided, the people who are really on top, they don't want to be in this position. But the concept is, but then they're saying if their mentality is, if we're not found worthy, then nobody will be found worthy. This is the whole ideology. Okay. So like I was telling my brother today, it's there's a song that was called Every Which Way But Loose. You turn me every which way but loose. This is the mindset of those who operate in the shadows, that control the people who are working in the shadows. Okay? The biggest delusion is, and this is why I laugh, because, you know, you get people going to the military, you get people that talk about we need to defend our country for freedom. We need to protect our sovereignty and all these things. And the sad part about it is you don't even need to do that. You don't even need to do it. Nothing like this is actually necessary. Because what you're doing is you're protecting something that never needed to be protected, when you could have had something that doesn't require protection in himself. But he can, he just has it set up that way. And that's why I sit there, I'm like, people have been tricked into defending something, and it's like, it's unnecessary. It wasn't even necessary. And we'll talk about it. All right. So now I'm going to try to share the screen the right way. Hopefully this thing acts right. It's been doing this lately because this is the type of stuff that the fallen ones don't want you to know, because if you know, you'll understand you can break the connection and have an opportunity to be in the right position instead of the wrong one. And I'm going to talk about that. Again, I don't have the words. This is a song that I play. I don't necessarily have the words. See, this is crazy. Why won't it? This thing is a pain. Yeah, see, they don't want me to. They're trying to cause problems for me. The system is doing this because what it is that they know you're learning, and they're trying to stop it. And it's like whatever. So what I'll have to do is I'll just have to read things. This stupid thing is ridiculous. They don't want you to know what I'm talking about. It don't matter because you can hear me. It's like whatever. But this is how they're playing the game, and I'm like, you're the one that's going to pay for it in the end, because they're going to leave you holding the bag, and there's no reason for it. And they themselves are going to be left holding the bag because they're going to find out they got the short end of the stick too, all of them. Come on. There it is, finally. All right. Again, I don't own the rights to this music. It's not for redistribution of any kind, but for the edification of this channel. And I'll try to go not too long because I don't like to be on here when I'm needing to be. There's a lot of stuff that needs to be done, but it is what it is. Yenge keno madambe, yenge keno yimbila madambe, yimbila ba yeten kosi, ba yeten kosi, keno madambe, ba yeten kosi, madambe, ba yeten kosi, yimbila kulu, yimbila kisi, tata, kosana, kosana. Kosane, Kosana, All right. All praises Kimbo Kimbo Tatanzami and Mazulu. I'm going to start off with the scripture from Romans 6:23. It says, For what one earns from his sin is death, but eternal life is what one receives as free gift from Tatanfumu, from God, and using with the Messiah Yesue Yesu are Mfumu. Okay, this scripture right here is the whole world, in its entirety. That people don't know. I can show every single pastor a liar with this scripture, and I'm going to show you why. I'm going to show you. Then they keep track of it. I showed it before. This is the world debt clock. Okay. Now, if you notice, when they talk about you're in the red, it means that you're way extended. You're at a lot. Now you're gonna see here. This is the problem that they got upset with Putin about. When he came in here and he said, "I'm paying off the debt." Okay, he put a lot of these countries in the green. Now, if you look at South Africa, they're getting close to the red. Okay. Now, what does this mean? You see Europe. You see all of the countries that are considered superpowers. If you'll notice, they're all in the red. Okay. All of them are in the red when it comes to debt. The problem is, if you go to this country right here, this is Rome. Okay. Rome itself is the problem. And I'm going to show you why. People are going to really, if they listen to what I got to say about this, I'm going to show you why they send you to work and what it's really about. Everything is about this scripture. The rich rule the poor, and the borrower is the slave to the lender. How do you, now, if you go back to the scripture in Deuteronomy, like I talked about it, it says that those who are in obedience to the Father are lenders, not borrowers. Those who are in disobedience to the Father are borrowers, not lenders. Okay? Now, the whole concept of our Father versus the kingdom of darkness is all about being in sin and being out of sin. Being in sin makes you in the negative, in the hole. And it's like when you say, like, you know, and I'll talk about the concept when they say, oh, you need a line of credit. What banks are saying is, are you worthy for us to give you what you ask? The lender, they're qualifying you for borrowing what they own, what they have in their possession. This is the deception of the whole world right now is our Father, the true creator of heaven and earth, is never in need of anything. If you borrow it from him, he doesn't necessarily need it back because he can make more. He don't have to worry about it. This is the concept as when he created his kingdom, and all of the people who know this history, they know it very well, and they lying to you. Okay? We never had to worry about debt. Not one bit. When we were in obedience, we never had to worry about having and not having. He even shows in the scriptures that even in our disobedience, we still had it. Okay? The whole purpose of the fall of man was to make you below the one who was already in the Most High's debt. That he owed the Most High everything for what he gave him as an archangel. But he can never pay it back because he can't come back. You have to understand the whole fall of Lucifer means he's always owning, and he has to always pay the Father for everything that was given to him as a child. Because he basically said, I don't want what you gave me. It's exactly what he said. I don't want this. We don't want, all those who are in agreement said the same thing. No, we don't want this. We want it this way. Okay? The concept of what you want to call sin or whatever you want to call it is basically telling the Father, I don't agree with what you say. I'm in disagreement. Okay? The world, and if this is how I can tell you that science is a lie, then what do you have courts for? Because science teaches you, well, you didn't do it right, you died. You did it right, you survived. But then why do we have consequences? Animals don't go to court. If you're going to talk about that, what happens to them? I go kill this deer. I'm just fine. I'm going to go run them out my business. We're going to go find some more food to eat. That's technically what science, the logic of science is telling you. And people don't get that. It's saying, oh yeah, so I went and killed that person, or I killed this thing. You survived, I live. Okay? The laws of nature is you either eat or be eaten. This is the concept. You either are one that's chased or one that's doing the chasing. Okay? That is the most stupid concept the world has ever learned that these people believe in to this day, that they're under the spell. That's what science really is. So then you base everything off of that concept as to improving this problem, death and life. How do we live longer? How do we stop from dying? How do we improve the world that we live in so that we don't have to worry about this concept? Okay, well, then you have the other people saying, no, we want to get rid of people. You're dead weight. This is the concept that people don't understand, is because the people who were taught science are being run by the people who are using the scriptures against the world. And they're lying about it. All they did for science is to make themselves more rich. That's what it was. We're making ourselves wealthy by teaching you a stupid lie. Oh, you live like the animals now. It's about protecting. It's about the protection of my territory, my young, my children. Okay? That's why when I went to school, I was like, this makes no sense to me. One contradicts the other, but yet I have to learn both. And see, that in itself should have told you you don't know you're being deceived. And that's the problem, is when you see it, now you become the idiot. See, because they'll tell you, oh, go back to what you learned in school. That's the problem right there. The teacher, what they're being trained to teach, it goes in a cycle. The concept is they hid what was taught in the past, so you don't know it wasn't like this. This is what the deception of Cain was. And the yin yang twins, liars, okay? Y'all don't know what I'm talking about. Those are the children that were born in the spirit. They never materialize in the flesh. That's why they have to go inside of you. And like the others. Okay? Most people don't know demons spawn in the spirit. And they can manifest in the flesh through you. That's why they need people to make the Ingigi people. They can do that. They can materialize in the flesh that way. What they call the meat sickles. Okay? what it is, okay? So when we go to the concept of what we're going to talk about is the way you control people is you're too busy working off your debt. You have to go, you don't even know that when you're born into this world, you're starting at what's called ground zero. This is the concept. So then you're either heading in the positive direction or you're going in the negative. Okay? But the negative direction can also look like the positive. Okay? When you're with the truth, you're always going in the positive direction. When you're with the lie, you're going in the negative. But then the lie is pretending to be the truth, so you think you're going in the positive when you're always going in the negative. Okay? When you're in the negative, you belong to the God of the negative. Okay? When you're in the positive, you control the God who is the God of the negative. This is the whole deception of how when it says, I'm going to go to Isaiah 14, this is what this scripture really means when they're talking about the wicked one, Shaitani. Okay? And that's why he's going to keep telling you, I don't exist. All this concept is false. It's all a big game. Where did it go? Oh, man. I thought I pulled it up. I thought I did pull it up. Where did it go? First, I'm going to explain to you what tax is. Oh, there it is. Okay. Isaiah 14. How did you fall from the heavens, morning star, son of the dawn? How did you come to cut to the ground, conqueror of nations? Now, in the CJB interpretation of the Hebrew, that's what it comes up to. Now, in Banabetu, it would be, in Kikongo, it would be, if I'm learning how I've been learning it, is Kadiampemba, that's what that means. Omundele literally means the controller, the one who brings your destruction or brings separation. Okay? So now you thought to yourself, I will scale the heavens and I raise my throne above God's stars, Tatanzambi stars. I will sit in the mount of the assembly far away from the north. I will rise up the past tops of the clouds. I will make myself like the Most High. Okay, but we go now to Sheol. That's why I'm going to tell you, it says it in Kikongo, Lufutu ya masumu kele lufwa. Kanzi kana yani salaka go nandi salaka. Ve kuzisisa nsiku danandi ye ketubaka nde lufutu ya masumu kele lufwa. All right, so what is the job of a person who's a servant of the Father? This is what you're going to know is who's being in the truth and who's being in the lie. When a person is chosen to serve the Father, the mentality that person has to have is my job or my role is to keep you away from the one who wants to destroy you with his lying signs and wonders or his machinations or divinations or whatever he's using to convince you that you're heading in the positive direction when you're heading in the negative. This is why your children are like, okay, so I'm going to tell you, this is why you go and you listen to you watch somebody and you just go put tattoos all over yourself and you don't even know why you're doing it. This is why you go and you attend a party and you just go with the flow and you just do it. This is why you join any organization, not even understanding what they do, and you just go along with it. This is why you want to be a part of a company, and that company is telling you that their intentions are good based upon what they're telling you and what they believe, but what they don't tell you is many of these people don't understand. They know what they're doing. in their deception. It's all about going back to the golden calf. The golden calf represents bondage. This is a bond. Okay, bond. When you go to bond somebody, you take them to the holy cow god, which is the way Lucifer, okay, it literally means that you are binding yourself. That's why it's combined. The word combine means to join, okay? You're combining yourself to something you shouldn't versus something you should. It says here like bonds. Bonds are investment securities. When an investor lends money to a company or government for a set period of time in exchange for regular interest payments. Now, the problem is if you go to the scriptures, the Most High don't like people charging interest. So that right there, this is illegal. Once the bond reaches maturity, the bond issue returns the investor's money. Okay. So everything is about investing, is buying, it's all about buying and selling. What are they buying and selling? That's the question. What are they buying and selling? Everything. And I do mean everything. Okay? Because the concept is if you are in debt, then you're with the God of debt. That means you're borrowing against your own self. Let me tell you how that works. The Temple of David, and this is how they stole. The Temple of David is meant to represent freedom. No bondage, no blockages. Everything is flowing to the Father in its natural way. Prayer is meant to be the same concept. The whole concept of Tatanzambi's law is so you can maintain dialogue in order to stay out of trouble. That was the whole concept. So when you're in the Most High's way and you're doing as he asks and it's pleasing to him, then there are no bonds to any other entity but him. So nothing inside of you exists other than the natural flow of pure energy that is distributed through the process of obedience. Okay? This is why they don't want people to know these things, because it's going to break their logic. You're going to break your spell. I guarantee you're going to break your spell. Because this is, in order to make people believe this stuff, you have to be under the influence of something in spirit or in the flesh. Okay? This is the concept, is when you commit sin, it's against your own body. So it's about, who did this body belong to? So it's like this. They tell you when you're born, especially if you're a Christian, oh, you belong to God. Islam says the same thing. When you're born, you belong to God. Same thing with Judaism. You belong to God. Okay. Here goes the biggest deception ever. Property is everything when it comes to the world. Whose property are you? Now, the Catholic Church is telling you we are the property of God. Therefore, we have the authority to act on his behalf, to do his will, to teach the world the way of Jesus Christ, so that people would come to repentance and their sins forgiven, and they walk in holiness, and they will have righteousness. People are going to be in shock. That's not what they're doing. but we'll get to that. They're never doing that. Now, this is where you're going to get the contradiction. What is the job of those who run the world? To make money, to have currency, to have wealth, okay? To be on top. Okay? This violates every natural law the Father taught his people. Because when you go back to what Maimonides he said, it's not about what's here in the flesh, it's about where you put the stuff in the spirit. The Father is the same way. That's why when he says Babylon is a cup in my hand of filth, you better believe that that cup is running over with filth. That's why he's like, hey, it's time to get this stuff out of here. Because the Father is the creation. So is the Messiah, he's the temple is filling up with junk. Just like when he went in there and he saw all the things going on, he's like, yo, this can't happen. See, the Messiah is like, I can't be filled up with junk, so I can't see you. I have to be filled up with purity, not impurity, because I am not sin. That's the whole concept of how they went about getting their revenge for what he did. If we trick you that you're connected to the one who is not sinful, but the one who sinned all the time, this is going to allow us to do exactly what we want to stay wealthy. This is the mindset of greed. Greed does, when you have greed first, when you have pride and greed together, you're going to create a nightmare. It's going to be it's going to be hell on earth. This is what people don't understand. They've made you, like I listened to this one lady who was talking, you become conditioned to being called something that you're not. The whole purpose of the names that you're given, and this is in every country, is to register you on the market. You're on the market. The names are registered. You're in the registry. When Rome, this is why the Romans used to do a census when they occupied our land, and they occupied anybody's land, is to determine how much you're going to pay in taxes to the Caesar, to the king. You think the Romans invented this? You lie. Cain invented this crap. Cain was doing this long with the yin yang knuckleheads. Okay, I call them that, Heckle and Jekyll, because they wanted to pay back the Most High for their mother, which was her stupid, man. It's like, it's her fault. What are you doing, man? She the one that said, I don't want to be the husband. That's her fault. So we all paying for it. Really? You didn't want to be the husband because you listened to Lucifer. Now we got to all get killed for this. Yo, okay? That's the deception right there to begin with, that the world don't even know. It starts there. But it goes even further than that. We got one who said, hey, I'm the first Maliki. Okay, you created angel. Why do I got to listen to what you want versus what I don't get it. This don't make no sense to me. That's the concept. It ain't about you. It's about the Father. We don't understand this. I know somebody even told me this, that somebody heard this. When the Father's speaking through me, it's not about me. It's about the Father. Okay? This is the whole concept, is they made the world about you and not the Father. but made you think you are working for the Father. The concept is going back to what it says in Matthew. Be careful not to do your devotional practice in the sight of others. In other words, you will have no benefit from the infumu in the spiritual realm. Okay, if they made the world all about you, you're never getting the benefits from the Father because you're always doing stuff for your own benefit. That's how it works. Therefore, when you do your devotional practices, do not sound a trumpet before you as the hypocrites do in the synagogues and in the streets, so they may receive honor of others. Okay, this is the whole concept when they taught you as children to hand you a certificate and a reward. You were being conditioned the whole time for this. This is why when you become a member of a church, they want to parade you in front. Oh, welcome in. This is so-and-so. Okay, all this and that. The member of our church. Okay. This is doing exactly what you're not supposed to do. It's the complete opposite. You know why? Of what you represent to the system that is here. This is all part of the game. You see about 1,000,001 churches out here, right? Okay. I go and I join the Methodist Church. Okay. I go and I join the Baptist Church. I go and I join the Seventh-day Adventist Church. I go and I join the Lutheran Church. What's wrong with this picture? If you don't know, I can't help you. Because the point is, if you were born in if you're born in America that you're claiming is supposed to represent the God of creation, then you are in the church already. Hello? America's supposed to be the church. Your president, your government is supposed to be the church when you're born in it already. If they say they worship the Creator, you don't even know how deceived you are. The second thing is, this is the part that just blows me away, how people don't even know how this is a lie. You don't need to find anybody. You already found. If you are actually in the kingdom of our Father, it ain't like he's like, hey, you're in my kingdom, but you disappeared. Where did you go? This is that's why I tell people, oh my gosh, they really turn you into the jackass, because it's like, if I'm in the kingdom, if I'm already saved, then why do I got to go be found? If he sees you right there, hey, there's mine, okay? That's the concept that this world does not even know is the biggest deception in itself. The Father knows everybody in his kingdom, and he knows everybody who is not. And you don't have to go looking for him. He come looking for you. If you're supposed to be in his kingdom. If you're not supposed to be in his kingdom, he ain't looking for you. Yo. Okay? So going to church and being the church is part of the problem. Because technically, if America was founded on Christian ideologies, you don't even need to worry about being born in hell. Supposedly, okay? This is the deception right there. If George Washington came and said, yo, we start in America, we are the Christian. Oh, but we need to separate church and state. Do you even know how stupid that is for a person who claims to be a Christian? You're separate. That means I'm separating myself from the Father so I can go be another person. But yet, we're supposed to be under God. The only reason why this had to happen is because the people who were running the church were liars to begin with. Let's go to it. People don't even know the title. Another title for the Pope is called Vicarius Christus. We're going to get into it. Where did it go? So what he's going to tell you, Vicarius Christus means he is in the place of, all right. So Vicar of Christ, from Latin Vicarius Christi, is a term used in different ways with different theological connotations, exactly, throughout history. The original notion of vicar is an earthly representative of Christ, but is also used in the sense of a person acting as the parish priest in place of a real person. Boom. So now, this is how you got to define real person versus not real person. Okay? If the Father knows you, you are a real person. If the Father don't know you, you're not a real person. Why? Because you're on the other side of the fence where he don't know that joker. He have nothing to do with him. He don't know Lucifer, whatever. You're not even part of this. You're out of the band. Destro. Okay? Destro means where do you get the word destroy from? Because if you put the Y back on, you're going to get the word destroy. Destro with the Y on it. You take the Y off, you get the word destroy. Okay? More specifically was the historical reference to the Bishop of Rome. Okay, Bishop of Rome. This is the deception. Rome is telling you we are the sovereign entity of the representative of the one who we crucified. They actually did the crucifixion, okay? Rome, contrary to what you think, they were running the crucifixions. Remember that. Oh, all of a sudden now we receive Christ, we expunged from this act. Ha! Try again. Try again is what they're trying to tell you. We have been forgiven of crucifying the Messiah. How do you know that? You're assuming that they were. Because they told you? No. Yeah, basically because they told you and you believed it. That's the biggest mistake right there. Oh, now we receive the same person we put on the stake. How is that possible? because you're not even in the seat where you're supposed to be sitting in, which was the temple. Where is the King David's seat? Why is it up there and not in the promised land? Wait a minute. You're not in the land of Canaan where David's seat was. So then how are you the placeholder in the kingdom? This is how people don't know, man. They operating illegally in the wrong place. No, we have this sovereignty. We have put this up. This is the lie. Now, let me tell you what they're really doing. Because you never stop paying no tax. First of all, if the Pope was representing the Christ, nobody would be paying no tax. That's the problem right there. A tax is compulsory financial charge or some other type of levy imposed on a taxpayer. A taxpayer is a person or organism subject to pay a tax. Modern taxpayers may have had identification number, a reference number issued by a government to citizens, okay? An individual or legal entity. A legal person is any person or thing that can do the things a human person is usually able to do in law, such as enter into contracts, sue and be sued, own property, and so on. The reason for them, the term legal person, is the same legal person or not person, company, corporation. Here's the problem. If you're paying tax, you're not a legal person to the Father. You're not a person if you're having to pay tax. Because why? He didn't charge the tax the way, man, you don't even get it. His tax gonna put you in the positive. If he charged it, not in the negative. You're going up, not down, as far as your wealth is concerned. You're gonna be taken care of. Okay? If you're gonna, that's what I'm trying to tell people. You are a debtor to the state of who? All right. So basically, and I know because I got relatives in it, you are regulating how people go in the negative to what is supposed to be the positive. Because you're claiming that these people know are God. Well, why are he going to put you in the negative if he put you in the positive? You receive the truth. Now you don't know the lie. You don't go down. You go up. You don't drain. You power up. Okay? This is the whole concept of how you become the property of the fallen one, at which he then decides how to determine your value, your worth, how much you're worth to him, because he owns the gold that he don't belong to him. And he's deciding how much things are worth, how much things are not worth, who has value and who doesn't. In the eyes of him, the Father's children have no value at all. None, zero. You have no value. As far as he's concerned, he didn't have value in anybody as it is. That's why when it says that he laid low the nations, the way he did it is he determined what your value is to me. And this is how you get your position in life and where we put you. How valuable of an asset are you to me? This is how they determine your grades. This is how they determine your position. This is why you go to achieve what? What are you really achieving in life? The value to the people who run the system. Okay, you got out of high school with a 4.0 GPA. You don't even know what that stands for real. It don't stand for grade point average. That's what they're telling you, but that's not what it really is. The day you're going to find out what it means is the day you're going to cry. Okay? Grade point average determines where you fit in the system, high or low. Okay, you had a 1.5, 2.0. This is determining your value or your worth. This is a complete contradiction to what the Christians believe in their faith. It's the opposite. How the Father determines your worth is, are you doing what he asks you to do or not? That's it. It's simple as that. Did you do what I asked you to do or didn't you do it? That determines your worth in his eyes. Okay? And who do you come from? Where do you come from? Who do you come from? Are you from this bloodline? Are you from that bloodline? Who is your daddy? Who is your mommy? This is what I'm trying to tell people, man. It's not about color or nothing like that. Yes, the black race is being jacked up. And the part of it is because the black race themselves don't see the value. This is why they had, let me show you why they had to make the dark-skinned race look like a bunch of wicked people when they know the truth. Okay? By determining your worth as a person determines on how much they pay for you. This is okay, this person is from here. This is the concept of how they did it. They knew who was who. So the Most High's kingdom wasn't worth spit to them. But each kingdom of the 72 tribes were based on their ability to what do you bring to the table? What do you people do? What do you people know? What do you people have? This was determined by those who were put in their position by the fallen one. You think white people just got there by themselves? No. They lied to themselves. Somebody had to put them on the pedestal like that. They didn't just do it by themselves. This is the biggest lie ever. In the kingdom that the devil runs with all the city, he says, okay, this group of people will be here. This group of people will be here. This people, no, okay, and we on the bottom. The world is built just like that. If you think I'm a liar, go look at the UN where the people sit in their groups. Where do these people sit at? Where is this? Who sits where? Who's on what pedestal? If you think I'm lying to you, just go look at the UN structure. Are they all equal in there? I don't think so. Just go look at the way that Europe is structured in itself and the way they treat each other. How did the Germans stack up against the French? How did the French stack up against the Greeks? How did they stack up against Rome? Spain, Portugal. How did it? Poland, okay? Go look and see how they treat each other. Switzerland, Norway. Now we go to Britain and Wales and all this stuff. Scotland. Now you come over to the Americas. How does each state, well, how does it work? The southern states versus the northern states. Alaska versus Puerto Rico, okay? Y'all don't get it. It's the biggest scam you ever been. That's why when they say the person's name is Khan, people don't know that the name Khan is connected to Cain. You're just saying it the right way. Connie, Kaina, Kana, Khan. The A, you're saying the A is the O as the O sound. That's why they had to make the letter. You're in a Khan. Because even the people who come from that family are the children of Japheth. So when you see the guy that's talking about, I'm a teacher, my name is Jonathan Kahn, his family is Japheth. Like the Genghis Khan, Timothy, as they called him, all those other people come from Japheth, yo. Every last one of them. That's why the Medes, yeah, that's Japheth. Asia. That's where Ashkenaz came from. The Ukraine, all of this. Japheth, Yapeta. Okay? So now the house of Isolele cannot be under. The house of Jacob cannot be under the house of Japheth. The house of Jacob cannot be under the house of Ishmael. The house of Jacob cannot be under the house of Kittim or Canaan or even Cush or Egypt. The house of Jacob cannot be under anybody's house because we have the temple. Man, the whole world is fighting over the riches of the temple of David. I'm telling you the truth. They know. You think they didn't know who David was? You fool yourself. You think he was white? Heck no. Because even they say in the scriptures, a leper is an outcast. So how are you going to be the king? That's the concept. They're not telling these white people what they are. This is all about Lucifer's deception, okay, to make those who are rejected the top. Because the Father knows this was the curse of Cain. This is why they had to change it to albinism or whatever. He's like, man, but that's because you're melanated don't mean he accepts you either. You got to be in the way. You got to know how to do the Most High's way. So now, when we go to, what was the other scripture I wanted to read it? He says in the prayer, we go down to the prayer, which we all can know in Kikongo. He talks about your prayer. But when you pray, go into your closet, shut the door, and pray to pray to your Mfumu privately, and your Mfumu will see what's done privately, so reward you openly. Now, of course, we as a group, we can pray together. But then there's also your private prayer. We petition the Father. See, the concept is, though, when you petition him, does he see you? This is the concept. When you petition the Father, does he see you? Because, like I said, the Father's speaking through me right now to say, I don't see everybody. I only see the people that are actually chosen. Many are called, few are chosen. This is the biggest con ever. You have billions of Christians who are all saying, we are all chosen. Then you got billions of mothers saying, no, we are chosen. And then you got the Jewish people saying, we are the chosen. You don't know what makes you chosen. Is the Father has to see you to be chosen. If he don't see you, if he don't know you, you're not chosen. How does this work? Doing your job. Do the will of the Father. Do what he asks you to do. You don't do it, he don't know you. Lucifer knows this very well. So then at that point, if he knows the Most High don't know none of you, now you're my stock. You're my bond. Now I do what I will with you. I determine your worth in gold, your weight. Okay? So at this point, you become the property of the highest bidder. So does the creation, animal. People don't get, man, what the concept of livestock is the same word on the stock market. Don't stock go to market. Don't livestock go to market. What do you think they're doing on the trading floor? They're exchanging stock. Who? What is the stock? They're going to tell you it's just goods and services, but you also do goods and services. Why do you think you go into what do you think you do in this system? You are also goods and services. You provide a service, you are also goods. Okay? Oh, but it's illegal to own a person. Let me show you where they got you on that one. This is where they got you on that one. In order to be a person, the Father has to see you. If the Father don't see you, you're no different than an animal. You're like an animal. That's why he says you get a reprobate mind. That's what you do. Then you go off of instinct. Everything is based upon what you want to do and what you don't want to do. Then you become lawless. That's why it says in Romans, if you don't worship me in the position that it belongs to, then at this point, you're no different than the animals, as far as I'm concerned. That's why that's what Isaiah 66 is saying. So then guess what? The wealthy people, that's how they treat you. This is the deception. That's what I'm saying. Woo, boy, it's going to make some people want to break. I mean, if you believe what I'm telling you, all you got to do is go look at it and pay attention to how the world really works and why you're in debt. So this is what happened in Kenya. Ruto come over here conversing with Biden. I know exactly what they talked about. The Father told me. They think I don't know. The Holy Spirit going to tell you. Everything is about a labor force. Everything's about tax. Everything's about getting people to do exchange. Okay? If you don't know that Kenya's a corporation on the stock market, I can't help you. All of this is like this. Okay? He's saying all of these people are saying this is what the real war between America and Putin, whether he knows it or not, is about whose property do you belong to. It's about property. Are you the property of the God of creation, or are you the property of the God who was created by the God of creation? The deception is you don't even know who his name or who he is, but what they told you. That's the concept of how you remain under the control of a system that don't really care, but we act like we care. How do you know they don't care? Why are you charging me tax? For what? You see, when it goes back to England, they said no taxation without representation. This is the whole thing they said with the whole Revolutionary War, right? Okay, well, you represent. This is the deception. What did this tax represent? You! You are the representation. So now we tax you. Representation of what? Ah, there you go. Who do you represent really? Oh, we represent God. Which God? What God? If you represented God, he's not going to tax you for this. He's going to be like, yo, all the tax you pay is going to put you in the positive, not in the negative. If our Father going to tax you, it's going to increase, not decrease. You're not going to go into the hole. So the peasants don't even know you never left Britain, for one, and Britain never left Rome. No. Because if you're paying tax, then you are all under the stock of the one who charges tax on you to determine your worth, on where you sit in his kingdom. You see, that's why you say, why is it when I make more money, I pay more tax? That's simple. Very simple. You're going higher up with the people that are making you into a jackass. Okay? This is their mentality. They're turning you into stupidity. And people will say, well, this is very insulting to the people. I'm like, look, it's not about being insulting. It's about the reality. If you look at how it works, the higher you go, you're going to find out. And the people are going to come out and tell you, we work for the jackass. We know. The Most High going to put it out there right off the bat. Let me show you who you really work for. You work for the idiot, the jackass right here. This is not my jobs. When the Most High going to show the truth to the world, this is what he's doing it through me. He's like, look, first of all, anytime you work for me, you're going in the positive, not the negative. Your bank account is going to be overflowing if you have blessing. Period. Next is you're not going to starve. You're going to have everything you need. Third is if you're worshiping me in spirit and in truth, you don't have to worry about going to church all the time. You are the church. You out here and you're showing people the truth. You don't even have to tell nobody I'm a Christian. They'll see it. You don't have to even tell anybody I follow the Messiah. They will know, because what happens is they get taken off of the negative side. They will understand, okay, I'm no longer under the God of debt. My debt is paid. Everything is back to normal. I'm back at zero and rising. You have to understand, this is the deception. When Toko came, and this is how I'm going to show you How Romans act, Kimbangu did the same thing. This is what I'm trying to tell you, how you know who's real and who's not. When Toko came, he said, I'm putting all of you that follow me back to zero. You don't own these people nothing. They owe you now. You don't owe Rome. Rome owes you. That's why they wanted to kill him, because he was right. They're not following the natural law of Nzambi and Pungu. Therefore, they don't exist. Zero. They are demons. This is Nimrod. You're going in the hole, at the pit. If you follow the Most High in spirit and in truth, you're now sitting at zero, reborn, reset. Now you increase. You're not in the debtor's prison anymore. You are now the gold in the kingdom, and your gold is rising. You don't owe, they owe you. You are now the lender and not the borrower. You don't understand the concept of the stupidity this world doesn't get. If I'm a Christian and I worship Christ, I am not a borrower. I am a lender. Oh, you don't even know how stupid you people are. If I'm a Muslim and I know the God of creation, I don't go into debt. I am a lender. I am not a borrower. Ever. I don't owe you. You owe me. They make money off of everything. And then the deception is, you don't understand. The government's job is to make the rules, not to follow the Father, to follow the bylaws of the corporate of the sovereignty of the country, the Constitution. Okay, we wrote these laws down. We're going to make laws to make sure everybody's in accordance to the laws written down. Guess what? Fooled you. The laws were already written down. When? Exodus chapter 20. Thou shalt not have any other gods before me. You don't even need a constitution if you follow in the natural law. Man, you don't understand how these people deceive you. If America is following the natural law, what the heck do I need a constitution for? Because when you love the Father and you do his will, then there's nothing to worry about. What are the laws really for? The laws are for when you break in the Father's natural law. Now they have the right to do what they do. This is the devil's way of punishing you for being on the side of the God that doesn't have the natural law. Now they're making their own law. This is how you be running this show right now. This is that. So then when people said, the people saying, oh, they took us off of that law and put us on the other one. The Constitution of the United States in its entirety contradicts natural law. 100%. Because it says, we the people. We the people of what? We the people of who? Of the United States of America. Then you are not Jacob. Strike, your birthright is gone. Because that's not the kingdom. I'm telling you, man, Jacob, the fallen angels are stealing everybody's birth access. So here it works is the Father said, you are to be a light unto the Gentiles. How are you going to be a light? If you're under the Gentiles, if you're equal to the Gentiles, because the Gentiles cannot be a light to themselves. How does that work? This is the pagans cannot be a light to themselves because they don't have the Father. Okay? You don't even know. That is the reason why your name got to change to match whatever place you live. They say, oh, we're proud of these Hispanic names and these. My name is Garcia. And like, our father's sitting there like, oh, man, these people are so proud that they don't even know what the name Garcia even means. Wait till you find out what your last Mendez. Okay. Every single person that has a last name is the way you're being cataloged in the corral of the Baal God. Okay, this is the Garcia family. This is the Hernandez family. This is the Bailey family. This is the Jones family. This is the Putin family. This is the This is the Rothschild. This is how they categorize in where you fit in the matrix. This is the Yi family. This is the Nguyen family. Whatever name you got, okay. These names are cataloged. Even the Japanese, okay. What's a good Japanese last name? Miyagi. We'll use that one because that's the one I remember. Okay, so even the Japanese families, okay. Abe, that was one that tricked me because that's our father's. Abe is our father. Okay, Hirohito, these type of names. You don't understand that when Japan was established during the time they did the movie, the so-called movie, the Last Samurai, when the Imperial Army of Japan was in working deals with the system that exists, it is to turn the people into the corporation of Japan. China is a corporation. North and South Korea, that's what they're fighting over. You split the corporation in two. Oh, Vietnam, the corporation got split in two, North and South. Okay? The Philippines is a corporation, okay? What do you call them, the people, the other one, that's North and South? That's why they had to change. Let's see. Let me call them back. That's why they had to change the name. Who called me? That's why they had to change the name to South Africa. You know why? Oh, you're going to hate life. Yeah, because the name that it had before, you cannot incorporate it. You cannot do it because the Father's name was in it. Why do you think they changed the Y to the I? If you now say Yah, instead of IA to YA, they can't incorporate it. You now bear part of the Father's name, Yah Congo, Yahweh Congo. Man, you don't understand. A lot of these things got changed because now you cannot be any portion of the Father's kingdom, and they go and they put it on the system because you cannot do that. Lucifer cannot incorporate anything that now bears anything of the Father. He cannot do it. So they got to go changing stuff. Why you think they had to change Matthew from Mateya? Yeah, buddy, that's the Most High name in there. I shall be like the Most High. That's why they don't want to tell you that Adamo Yakongo. They changed. They had to cut the names. Adam is the evil side of him. Adamo Yakongo is the obedient side. Adam is the side he spawned in the negative with the witch that became Inky. Yin Yang and little same. Yo, that's Atom. Is his wicked spawning with the witch? Because you got to understand, when you sin against the Most High, you're gonna have a good you and an evil you, and from his people. Here's the problem with the other nations. If you never came from the kingdom of Congo or Tatanzambi's kingdom or the kingdom of peace, you already were incorporated under their kingdoms as the kingdom of the halo. So if you didn't come from Abana and Saka Yakubi, everybody else is under, or any of the others. He has other groups too, like it said. And those who are like, I have sheep in another pasture, come from Ansamu. Okay? If you don't wear the mark of your birthright, this is the concept of the birthright. If you don't wear the birthright, or you didn't come from a people who had the birthright, you are automatically enrolled under the cattle god. Don't matter who you came from. That's why we have Amalek, you have Jebusite, you got Amalekite, you got Hittite, all these things, Kemet, okay? The only way to be recognized in the kingdom is obedience to the one who created the kingdom. Okay? So that's what I say. Everybody's government right now, all of their constitutions, everything that they wrote, because it's all the Constitution is the bylaws of how everyone's supposed to live in this society. Okay? The Most High is like, I already wrote the bylaws. What are you talking about? The bylaws are written on your heart. That makes you the temple. See, Maimonides, that's what Maimonides said. I already wrote the bylaws on your heart with Davidi. That's why Solomon said, keep where this is why we had what do you want to call, they call it the rosary now. You wore the necklace, but then the laws are on your heart. Then you wore the belt of truth with the red, okay? But like Tatan Zambi said, why didn't Toko wear any of that? Because if the Messiah is in you, then it's unnecessary. You already know what to do. You just obey the law, statutes, and commandments, and you will be saved. Christians cannot be saved if you break the first commandment. You break one law, you break them all. So they are lawless. That's why they go and say, oh, the law's been done. When they went and taught these people to say this, they were taught to say this. It didn't just happen. When they taught these pastors to go preach how they preached, it was nothing. It was all about making sure you were a bad influence. Let me show you. It's right here. This is why they don't teach this to the scripture, okay? This is why the wisdom of Solomon is not in the 66 books, for this very reason. But the souls of the righteous are in the hand of the Most High, and no torment will ever touch them. Whoa, but guess what they try to do? They try to rig the game. They did this before, okay? If you become a bad influence on Jacob, then he won't be in the hand of the Father. If you be a bad influence without knowing it, you just lead them to stumble, they go blind, they can't be in the hand of the Father. In the eyes of the foolish, they seem to have died, and their departure was thought to be a disaster, and they're going from us to be their destruction, but they are at peace. See, because what they're saying is, when you choose to be righteous in the Father, you're going to suffer some things that people are going to go, well, why is that happening to you? But even like what Toko was talking about, but it don't matter. We will have the benefit. This is why I told people who really come from the Most High, dying is not a problem. Okay, I'm in the hand of the Father. Okay, dying is not an issue. Now you see that what a Christian gonna say, oh no, I know I'm going to go see Jesus. I'm not worried about it. Yeah, you're gonna see Jesus, all right. You're gonna see the one that's gonna hang you from the Christmas tree. Oh yeah, the ornaments. Good, got another one. You think I'm joking? People say I've seen it. Yeah, it's gonna be bad. You don't understand. You're always passing your children over to the fire of MOLOCH when you are in ignorance to what you worship. Jesus! Okay, that wasn't even his name. But they made you think it was. Whatever. You go back even to the old Bibles, it's spelled with an I. And the reason why they changed it today is because we know who Jesus was. Hey, that's flipping Tammuz. Y'all don't know that? That's why they had to make us shut up and beat it out of us. We said Jesus. We didn't say no Jesus. The Greeks, the Romans, see, because you have to understand why people don't comprehend is the Romans did not let you read the Bible. It was read to you. So all the names that they put in there, you felt like it was the truth. Oh, here come the person to do the thing. Okay? So what they said, okay, stand up, sit down. Oh, Jesus, okay, do the whole thing. You just going, they conditioned you through the little trainings that you did as a child. This is how we pray. This is what we do. Ha, ha, ha. You just assume it's right. Did you actually ask the Father if it's right? Of course not. The priest would not lie to us. He wants our soul. No, he wants the money. That's why when you become a Catholic, they own everything you got. Hold on, I gotta pause this. This guy is here. 1 second. So the way it works is you have been raised with the concept that all the laws that are made in the world allegedly are supposed to be the natural law of the Creator. So like when people say, oh, this religion exceeded Christianity or whatever, I said, you don't understand. Christianity is the unnatural law. It always was. Okay, it wasn't the natural law. See, because the natural law did not belong to the Christians. That's the deception. The natural law belonged to those who come from the Most High. They adopted something that they don't even know what it means, because most of them don't even have it written in their heart. That's part of it. The only people that can really follow the natural law and teach it are the ones who had it written inside of them. That's the whole concept. why they needed to teach us another Jesus, or they had to teach us another creator, because it disconnects the law in your heart of us to the heart of the Father. Okay? In order to follow the natural law, your heart must be connected to his. That's what he meant when he said, this man has a heart like me, Davidi. Okay? If you don't have the heart of Davidi, the Most High don't even know you. This is what Kuswa Kongo was preaching with. Okay? This is what Tatanzambi meant in Samuel and all the other. Why did they kill the prophets? We're doing it again. Anyone who wants to have the heart of the Father in spirit and in truth, you are the one that they want to kill. They want to destroy you. That's why many Christians, as they watch this, they have anger in their heart. They want to say, how dare you? How this and how that? Fine. Oh, I know your God and I know Jesus, and they want to get in all huffy and puffy. It's like this. Is your whole world, or is your house, and are your children, and are your family, and is everything around you in peace? Is it in peace? Or is there chaos everywhere? Are your children running around? They don't want to listen to you. They listen to stuff they can't tell them to stop. Okay? Let me tell you this is how ignorant when it comes to even going to school. If your children knew our Father, the minute you ask them to stop talking, boom, okay, we locked in. They know how to be obedient. It ain't like it's going to be, you got to say it 3, 4, 5, and they keep talking and they don't shut up. Those are, man, I'm going to tell you I'm going to tell you exactly what's going on with children when they do that. You're going to be mad when you don't understand. No, that's the wild goat fucking jumping. The wild goat, okay? That's Baal in there bucking the cow. Hey, sit down. Okay, you got to do fear in them. Ooh, okay, yelling. You don't understand. This is the concept. Okay? Children that know the Most High, when you teach them up the way they should go, they're going to see the Father, the way you're acting. Ooh, the Most High is here. Okay, yo, chill out. The zombie's here. Oh, they're going to even stop it. Chill out. They're going to help you control themselves. Hey, you don't hear? Stop. Okay? And there ain't going to be no, who are you talking to? Who do you think? The talking back comes from the witch. Cain talking back to the Father. But I, that's Lucifer talking back. Okay? Christian children raised like they're supposed to be will be very reluctant to talk back to their parents if they actually know what's going on. The problem that I had, and many people have this, and their parents don't even know why they struggle to keep us under control, is many of us were saying, this ain't right. This don't feel, I'm in danger, is what the soul was saying. Yo, you making me go do this, I don't like it. Many of us came from the kingdom that know that what you're showing us is not of the Father. So then the wicked people who know what they did, they're going to tell you this is disobedience. No, I say, I see the slave master God and you don't. So we're getting brought to the fire, man. You don't see that fire cooking, about to cook us? Where are you at? Oh no, see America, Russia. No, we see the opposite of what you think, my Mona. I question. I'm like, yo, this, huh? This can't be right. But then that's the problem. Once you recognize it, now you are in danger. And your parents don't even, and they got to do it so slick, and they got to weasel around it, and they got to give you, oh, he needs this, oh, he needs this type of teaching. When the person is recognizing you're not the bucking goat, you're the sheep that's like, oh my God, what is this? They're scared because you're around the wrong shepherd. Yo, this ain't him. He don't talk like that. He don't do like that. This ain't the way it go. You don't realize you on the wrong side of the fence, my man. That's why we crying. We want to go back. Okay, yo. Okay. The concept is the devil's kingdom, they're going to always be crying because they're always in chaos. When you come from the kingdom of peace and now you're in the chaos, it's like, yo, take me back to the kingdom of peace. Okay? You think they're just crying for no reason. You don't get it. That soul knows what it is and who it is. And it's like, yo, okay? For though in sight of others they were punished, their hope is full of immortality, meaning you never die. Having been disciplined a little, they will receive great good because of that Tanzami tested them and found them worthy of himself. Like gold in the furnace, he tried them, and like a sacrificial burnt offering, he accepted them, meaning you now are worthy of being the gold. Well, guess what? These lovely people, oh my gosh, I do that sarcastically. Oh, so they're the gold of the Most High's eye. Yeah, we're going to make some big money off of these people. Okay? Hold on 1 second. Hold on 1 second. This is what I told this guy. Decolele is like, I hate when I get off track because I'm losing my thought. I got to get back in the wonder and get back to what we're dealing with. Okay, so the whole concept is, what is the church really for? What are you really doing? What are they actually doing for you? They're just trying to give you peace of mind. That's it. Peace of mind, peace of heart, peace of soul. And they're trying to help you understand the world that you're living in based upon the things that are happening, and they're giving you excuses based upon what they're not allowed to say and what they're allowed to say. That's the whole concept. There's things they're not allowed to say, and there's things they're allowed to say. But then they also do it in generalizations, and at the end of it, say, oh, sister, brother, don't worry about it. You're good. Don't worry about none of that. The Lord got you, this and this and that. That's the concept. That's the hook. Oh, God loves everybody. Don't you worry about that. If he loved you, then you don't have a debtor's prison in your face. You're not going negative. You're not going, and then you say, oh, so then God hates me? Okay, let's break it down. You either love him and hate the devil, or you love the devil, or you hate him. This is the way it works. So if you want to worship an idol, then you become the idol's God, worshiper. So in his case, it's like, it's not, you can't really call it like, when you say hate, it's because he is merciful always. It's like I have nothing to do with you. So you're like, you're not mine. So just keep walking, keep doing your own thing. That's where the knucklehead playing both sides when he says, I'm like the Most High. You're really making a wish to the wizard in your prayer, and you're begging. But the people he likes to make it do the most are the people who should have never left our Father if we had been in the right mind as a nation. See, you hear people keep talking about, oh, colonization, colonization. This is how you know you're dealing with people who are deceivers. All colonization is the opposite of our creator, the real one. That's all it is. The problem is, even before these other religions showed up, what they're not telling you, it's your own belief mixed with ours in a different way. They spun it in 3 different versions. They took the Banabeta of Isolele and they said, we don't do nothing but the temple. We don't recognize the Messiah. That's Judaism, what we talked about. The other one says, we worship the Messiah of the Banabeta of Isolele, but we call him Jesus Christ. But they don't even know who the Banabeta of Isolele is. We worship the Christ that was crucified by Rome. Yeah. Do you understand? It said, oh, of the Jews, of the Hebrews. The Father never called his people no Jew. That's the part right there. Our Father did not call us a Jew. So let these people say what they want, but our Father did not call us the name Jew. No, he called us after his name. Always, if my people who are called by my name, yep, he used our name with his name every time. Always. Okay, the next part is, now you got the people saying, yeah, we follow this God through Muhammad. Muhammad comes from the Ishmaelites. He didn't come from Jacob. He come from Ishmael. Okay? He don't come through Abana and Saka Yokubi. He come from the one that got in trouble for trying to kill Nsaka. So the Arabs are now saying, we represent the Temple of David. How? You don't come from the bloodline, yo. You got to come through. You don't take over. So now you're right there back with Baal. There's only 2 gods here, people. The problem is they deleted the name. So you think you know the truth, but you're living with a lie. They hid the truth from those that they needed to separate us because we are the falling away. We are the Banabeta of Isolele, are the church of Rome that's telling you, oh yeah, we represent the vicar. We're the placeholder for the tribe, the line of Judah. The line of Judah was from a Banabeta to Isolele. That's why they had to say, when you say, oh, blasphemy, oh, you blasphemer, you're blasphemy. No, you the blasphemer. Rome, you the one calling our Father Deus or Dios, and that's not his name. Dio, that's not his name. You're the blasphemer. You ain't even talking about his name right. So now they're not operating under the natural law because, for one, they already breaking law number 1. Why do you think they said now we have the authority to change the 10 commandments? Because why? You become property of Rome, not property of the Father, of Rome, of Babylon, of Jupiter. You become the property. That's what they represent. Sol Invictus. You become the property of Sol Invictus and not the property of King Congo. So now they're operating illegally. You don't represent the Most High. You represent the imposter. All the world is in this same situation. So as long as you under the imposter, now they do with you as they please while they pretend to be under the natural law. No, they're hypocrites. All of them. Because you cannot be in the house of the Creator and then doing the unnatural law the wrong way. You can't do that. You can't follow laws that contradict the natural law. That's the role of what these people use the secret societies for. Make them think they follow the natural law so we can benefit from the gold that we stole from the Father, while you think you're actually representing it when you become the thief. And now we're going to leave you holding the bag. That's what they did, okay, when they infiltrated everything. When they knew that everybody was on the same side, you just call it by a different name. They always knew that you were talking to Cain. That was what Cain did. The deceiver through Cain, through Esau, through Jacob. That's why Esau and Cain and them, Esau and Cain and Nimrod and all that, they're all on that side. It don't matter. Anybody who died a hypocrite, you are now on the side of the enemy. If you died a non-hypocrite, you are on the side of the Father. Therefore, you are locked and stock and bond under the one that's speaking baloney all day long. Crap. Okay? So the reality is, when you then go to back to, and I'll read this in the Congo as well, what it says, just like what it says. Okay, 1533. Corinto. I think that's where I was at. Oh no. Which one did I pull up? Second Corinthians 6:14. So we're gonna go. I don't know why I had the first one pulled up. Yeah, so of course, if the people like the Pope hear this, they say this guy's a liar. Of course he's gonna say that, because the way it works is, if you are working for the thief, you're gonna call the person that's trying to expose the thief the liar. That's how he operated. The sorcerer would call the people who expose him, you the liar. Okay? No. Oh yeah, you the liar, because that's not true. It's been going like this for so long, you don't even know the difference between who's lying and who's telling the truth, because you're going every which way but loose. You're always on the chopping block, or you're always on the stock. You know, they bring that when they parade that animal in front. Hey, give me the fire, the fire, the fire, the fire. Okay, the guy who's the caller, he himself is the same way in the system himself. So you've been accustomed to your ignorance. And then when somebody says you're ignorant, say, no, you're ignorant. No, that's the whole concept. If you don't know what the heck's going on, they got you. You're playing the game. If you know the rule, like I told people, if you know the rules to the game, they're going to say you're crazy. You're stupid. You're this. You're that. Okay? You ain't supposed to know the rules to the game. Oh, you know how this goes. Because it is a game. The whole system is illegal from the top down, according to the creator. All of it. Nobody's under the natural law unless you actually go back from the system of the natural law. Nobody's doing it. They're not building his kingdom. They're destroying it all over the world. Because those who were supposed to be light unto the Gentiles, they got bribed. That's what sin is. It's bribery. The Christians are being bribed every day. They bribe you illegally and legally. Technically, that's, like I said, that's what your wages are. The wages that they determine you, this is why you're in the debtor's prison. How much they pay you is how much they're bribing you not to do the job of the Father. Well, I'm making, that's why you get these people, oh man, I'm making like $200 some thousand a year just kicking back doing this job right here. Okay. But now, what's going on with the sheep of the Father? I don't know. I'm just making my money. Yeah, that's why they call it you're eating grass. Because what it is that you're eating grass because your mind is reprobate about the whole system that you're in. So every time you take cash money, you're eating grass. Okay? You're eating grass like Nebuchadnezzar. Okay? Because they got the gold and you got the paper that's worth nothing. But they told you, oh, this is for all debt. Debt means you're negative. Where's the stuff that makes me positive? You're in the negative. You're not in the positive. This is what they really mean by the pole shift. It's all coding, man. People don't even get it. Let me get 2 Corinthians. Sorry. See, Wanzola means really love. You see? So then you want to know why my children are, like people say, man, how did my child, we're not gay, are we? How did this happen? No, you don't even know half of that stuff is what's going in your body. You're unbalanced. Your whole body, the child is coming out unbalanced. So they don't know, they're leaning towards, because their hormones are unbalanced, they're leaning towards to the opposite, to their same side. So rather than they say, okay, I'm supposed to be for the opposite side, but I don't have the balance to go that way. So now I'm on this side. Right, because you're eating grass. That's why. They know you're eating grass, and then you're eating your cannibal cow. You're cannibalizing the cow. Your cow eating the cow. Okay, that's part of it too. Second 6:14. Okay, I'll come to it. Ka. Let's see. Hold on. Sorry about that. And I'll be done here in a moment. Ka lutuani vangu kianzenza ya balembolo leka minunoko kadi lunungu inki, not in at the eye. That's the yin yang knucklehead. Antuadi luena ya kumpubulu invo inki an kosani yena ye ka kia ye tombe. So what he's saying is, of course, do not be bound together with unbelievers, for what partnership has righteousness and lawlessness, or what fellowship has light with dark? So our Father is light that has no fellowship with the dark. but you're living in a world that's always in the dark, but thinking that they're in the light. Okay? So when they go up in these churches and they go up in they go wherever they go to worship, they're convinced that they're not an unbeliever. No, we believe in Jesus Christ. Okay, that's the son of Nimrod, but whatever. That's the son of Cain, but whatever. Okay? That's not the son of King Kongo. Who is that? Exactly. That's not the son of Tatanzambi. You cannot say Yusuf Zambi and be attached to Roman Christianity. It don't match. You're affiliating light with dark. You cannot say Yesue, Golananga, like they sing, if you're affiliated with Rome. If your name or your country or wherever you live is under the corporation of the Roman Empire, Babylon Incorporated, Lucifer Incorporated, really, you're mixing light with dark. That's why all these places are in hell and chaos. That's why you got these leaders coming in there. We're going to raise the tax. Because it's about workers. It's about what you're worth. It's about what you have to pay to continue to be under the system of the holy cow. And those who are willing to do what? Whatever it takes to get that money. And I mean whatever it takes. Okay? Which means that we will deceive our own if we have to remain in that status that's now going to be ripped from them anyway. Because you cannot associate light with dark. Myself included, we cannot. And I said, but they're great because I'm surrounded by the kingdom of darkness. I am fighting to stay out of the darkness. I'm fighting from inside the darkness. It's like, man, I'm surrounded by the dark light, by the false light. It's coming out of everywhere. The school, the TV, the everything. The church, the one who's masquerading, okay, that's the brood of viper. That's the wolf in sheep's clothing. The wolf in sheep's clothing and the brood of viper, his job is to make you a slave to Rome. When you say you're a slave to Allah, you're a slave to Rome. You're Babylon. When you say you're a slave to, when you say I am a warrior for Jesus, you're saying you're a warrior for Sol Invictus. You don't understand these things because you're ignorant to what they did to you. Okay? And if anybody now tries to bring you to the light, they're the bad guy. See, because that's my role. I am not only showing our people who was supposed to be the light unto the Gentiles, but at the same time showing the Gentiles, hey, you got bamboozled by the people who work for the one who don't want you to see what's going on. You are lock stock. You are stocked in bonds. You are the property of the cow god. You are the property of Lucifer Incorporated, okay, thinking that you're with the Most High of Truth, okay, and his kingdom. How do you know? Because what do you go to school for? Really? What is the school for? To control what you think, not teach you the truth. What is the church for? It's to control what you think, not tell you the truth. the mosque, the synagogue, anywhere, the temple of Buddha, wherever you go, it's to control what you think, not show you the truth. Why? Because the people who run the government and the system, their truth is not there, but the truth can still manifest as light. Lucifer can still glow, even though he's dark inside. How does he get that? He's stealing power from the people who gave their crown up. All right, we're going back to Baal. Oh my gosh, what's going to happen to us? Oh, screaming, get them beat up, all kind of things bad happening to them. What did we do? Oh, I know why the cage birds sing. Oh, singing the blues. Oh, Jesus, come on, Jesus, I need help, Jesus. Why are you not getting the help you're looking for? Because he don't like you. He pretending. He don't love you, but he pretending. Because he's the hypocrite, not the one who wasn't. Yesu Kristo Kusokongo Yiswe is the one who wasn't the hypocrite. But we said, no, we want to be with the hypocrite who don't like you. That's why you went through all the conditioning. That's why you went through all the hell of being called, and whatever they call you, a spook and all these things. That's why you went through all the processing that they did to brand you with the name that doesn't exist. Your name is Toby. No, Kunta, okay, the whole concept. This is my name. No, this is your name. No, this is your name. Whip it. Bam, say it. Okay, this is my name. You had to be forced. What kind of system in Christianity, if you are the Most High, why you got to be forced to change your name? Think about it. Why does your name have to change if the Father loves everybody as they are? Oh, come as you are, he loves you. Then why did my name have to change and not yours? Why do you why do I have to have a name like that? If he takes me as I am, why do I have to stop speaking my language and you don't get to quit speaking yours? People don't understand this. If their languages were the truth, yeah, they would be mad if they're speaking it. That's how it works. They got mad about the language of truth because they know what it is. So you're not supposed to be speaking it. But then if you are speaking it, you're still attached to what? Your leg is still attached to the other God. Because it don't matter. If you are not bringing people out, this is what a Messiah is supposed to do. I'm teaching you the way you get out of your debt is you got to know how. For one, okay, if it's not Tatanzambi in spirit and in truth, it's illegal. Everything. If it's not King Kongo Tatanzambi, it is illegal. The whole purpose of the military, let me explain this to you real quick, is to protect the assets. Protect the assets. What does that mean? My portion of the temple of Davidi. My portion of the earth of Tatanzambi. Some of you got a lot of it. Why we give? Okay, you got a little bit here, a little bit here. Okay, the gold. No, you're gonna come take mine. Okay, the shooting. They're fighting over what was already paid for long time ago. They're fighting over the Temple of David. All of them. Every last one of them. Okay? I'm going to play my song. Hold on, the guy's coming to me. 1 second. All right, Wakanda, let me go ahead and play my song. Again, all praises to Tatanzambi. Again, I don't own the rights to the song. It's not for religious speech of any kind, but for the channel. Okay, Wakanda. Mbote. Wena Kyambote. Zola Kyambote. Zola Kwingi Sambulolo. And just like I said, this is going to be the concept. All of your politicians, all of the banks, all of the people who work, all of the rulers of this world, all they're doing is negotiating you and the debt that they are having you in. Like I showed you, the world debt right now stands at 61 trillion, 761 billion. Okay? And the concept is if you're in the red, you're the one that's the greatest risk for when the bottom falls out. Because that's why when the dollar is being traded, it represents the debt. Okay, our Father is not the God of debt. And that's what the world's going to start to understand. All right, and get to hallelujah.